can work better than us? Tell me, I don't know. What's the answer? Who can flow better on a beat?
Yes, people, what's going on? Mr. Has in the building. Today, Respect Podcast Special Edition. Why is it Special Edition, bruv? Well, you can clearly see the man who's been on 2 other Respect Podcasts on the screen is now in the building. If anything, Mr. Has is in GorillaMadeThis' building. So, GorillaMadeThis, how you doing? King King.
I'm tired. For those who who's going to see this episode, it's actually Sunday. This is the 3rd day actually when we're together.
Yeah.
A lot of done over the last 2 days. A lot of recording, a lot of video recording, a lot of music making. And today being Sunday, we're just like, we are tired.
Yeah.
We are tired.
We're exhausted, bruv. And now, Gorilla. Where are we though? Like, what country we in, bruv?
You are in Ireland.
We're in Ireland, yeah?
Yes.
All right, that's good, because I wasn't sure. No, I'm joking. I'm in Ireland.
We're
Okay.
in my spaceship.
I mean, this is the thing. I didn't know where the spaceship was taking us. So yeah, basically, here's the deal. I flew over to Ireland to come and see Gorilla. We've been working together for 2 years. You lot know, like anyone who's been watching this channel knows, GorillaMadeThis has been releasing music alongside me for the whole time, right? Not Sorry, Game Over, Bad to the Bone, Cut the Line, all these things that you will have heard. GorillaMadeThis produced, and of course, I don't know where GorillaMadeThis was rapping. And it was time for us to actually meet in person, you know? I wanted to come over and actually see you, like work with you side by side. So it happened. Never Give Up is a music video we filmed. Make sure you guys check it out when that comes out. We've done Respect, which is another video all filmed in this studio right here. Podcast, and we're also going to do a reaction. So lots of content for you, and don't forget the documentary that has been filmed as well for you to check out. But anyway, this is a podcast, so we're not just here to talk about this, we're also here to talk about podcasty things. You get me? All right. But first of all, we have had a request from a few people that know us, mess with us, have worked with us for a while. They all wanted to know the answer to a question that we will answer first. And the question was, what was it like meeting up in person for the first time after working together for 2 years?
Weird. Weird, but in a good way. That's how it was for me.
Yeah.
Like, I think we actually didn't really look at each other like properly for the good part of the first hour, an hour and a half or something.
Yeah.
It was just like...
Yeah. It's true. I get what you're saying. It was weird. Yeah. It was good.
In a good way.
Like yeah. When I saw Gorilla for the first time, I couldn't stop smiling, bruv.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling, man. It's a good feeling to actually meet each other, because if you think about it this way, yeah, music is a huge part of our life.
Yeah.
We have been working side by side predominantly in this music. 2 years. It's not a short time. Lots of things happened in 2 years.
Feels like yesterday.
And then we finally get to meet each other, bruv. So I couldn't stop smiling, man. In fact, at one point I was like, damn, like, stop smiling. He'll get the wrong impression, bruv. You get me? so that happened. And yeah, it's true. It's like, yo, let me just check that I'm with Gorilla. Yeah, that's him. Him. He looks just like he did on, beards on point. But to answer the question, I think the answer is weird, but it was good. And it's good for loads of reasons, really. You know, you can give some reasons why it's good.
Well, when you meet people online or on Instagram or Facebook or whatever you're meeting them, it's one thing. Because behind the screen or behind the screens, people can be one way, but when you meet them in real life, it can be a completely different experience, for good or for bad. For us, I think I speak in both names when I'm saying it was for the good. It was nothing bad, but it It is good because, again, like he said, in person you get to see things differently. You get to see the person's reaction. You get to see him on a daily, as it was in our case. We made music, and it's a whole different dynamic when you're working like in the studio together, as opposed to, right, here's the track, you record the stems, send them to me back, I'll mix it and leave me alone. Yeah, it's a completely different thing.
Exactly.
It's nice. It is nice.
Exactly. I agree. And I think it was, I mean, there's not too much for me to add answering that question, because you've answered it pretty well. I think as well, when you're working together for the amount of time you work together, you build a bond, right? You share things, not just musical. Like sometimes it can be things you go through. Sometimes it can be just deep conversations. This, I'm making a beat with the chair breath. Ooh. Anyway, so sometimes it can be, and do you know what I mean? So meeting up, and you feel like you're close to someone before you even meet them. Then when you meet them, it is weird. But something else that is weird is that it was comfortable.
Yeah,
it was comfortable. Yeah. Even now I'm comfortable. You know what I mean? Gorilla, like, you're my brother, innit? It's just comfortable.
Yeah, it is comfortable, and that's the thing. Like, it's not weird that's what I was saying. Like meeting people online and meeting them face to face after, especially with us, like after 2 years. You don't know what to expect. Nah. And it can be weird badly.
I could have catfished you, bruv.
Yeah, right. Imagine that.
I could have been the opposite of a catfish. I could have turned up and ended up being like this beautiful woman, but
no, it was nice, and it is a nice experience, and yeah,
for sure.
Especially like we did the track real quick, and it was quick. If you remember, we were watching a documentary about Travis Scott.
Yeah.
At one point, I was like, right, let's go up.
Yeah, exactly.
And we were up, and in 10 minutes, the hook was done. And then we were like, right, now it's time for a break. And then the following morning, we recorded the verses, and that was it, done. Yeah. So. Exactly. And it was really cool for me to see how you make your beats. Yeah. You know? It takes a lot. It takes a lot. Like, there are different sides of it. I speak on behalf of rappers as well as on behalf of producers, and I can say that Gorilla here is a professional. He's a real professional. As we're talking on this at the moment, yeah, I just want to answer another question which I've been asked a couple of times, which is why, when you've worked together for 2 years, did you go over to Ireland, spend the money on a ticket, go and stay there for a few days, and instead of just do what you've done with, I don't know, Game Over, Not Sorry and stuff? I want to answer that. I want to answer that for everyone, because there's a mindset you can get into, which is, it's not even a big difference. If I just stay here, I can do everything anyway. Let me tell you something. That is a limiting mindset that you have, because there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. Yeah. There's a huge difference in the relationship. There's a huge difference in the music that is ultimately created. There's a whole difference in the chemistry, which all, by the way, affects the music, right? So you can say, but I don't even mess with him like that. He's not even like a brother to me, so why should I go and get out of my house to go work with him? Well, like I said, because ultimately it affects the music. The music we've made so far, I believe, is phenomenal. But like, coming here and being able to work with you on the spot, do you know what I mean? Yo, what do you think about this? Yo, what do you think about this? Seeing how you make the beat, I like that sound. Do you know what I mean? Like we kind of collaborating on the entire process. Do you know what I mean? And that's the nice thing. Like, if you're looking at big names or whatever, they have a whole crew with them. Like, I don't think any big producer is just producing out of their, bedroom or whatever. Everybody's just, I have my crew with me. And everybody's giving the input, but ultimately, like, the producer is the name on the track. But to be able to do this in real life, it's so nice. Like, like you said, let's use that, let's do that, let's change this, let's try this, let's record 3 times and see what we come up with. It's so much nicer. And believe it or not, like, for me, from my perspective, it's easier when it's like that. I think it's for you as well, because you don't have to be like, oh, I'm waiting for all the stems, and then I'm getting all the stems. I'm like, yo, can you go and change that? No, it's done on the spot. It's like, right, let's leave that, but let's try this as well and see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's much nicer.
Exactly. Second answer that I have for that is, look, when I went independent, what people need to realize who go fully independent is that it is lonely. It's lonely, and that's not necessarily all of what we signed up for. We you know, like, yeah, you have to sign up for a period of time where you will be lonely, where you need to stay focused on your craft, and there'll be sacrifices you have to make. But ultimately, I don't want to just stay at home all the time, sat at the computer like a madman, making money, like, and creating content. It's more than that. It's deeper than that. And if this is going to be my life, I want it to be more than just like Einstein locked in the lab.
Yeah,
you know.
Of course. Yeah.
And so, the experience of traveling is huge. It's a big one because you're getting out and about, you're seeing things, and whilst you're doing that, you're able to make your money as well. On the way here, I was able to make money through a reaction video that was paid for. So it's once you can get that, that's the goal. For me, I'm not even fully there. For me, I haven't made a bunch of money whilst I've been here. But my point is that that's the goal for me personally, is to be able to go travel, to be able to come out here more often, make money, but also travel, make music, see my brother. Like, that's the goal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same reason why, thanks to Gorillas like pushing me, I booked up a load of performances which I attended. One was Journey of a Lifetime. There was the Star of Kings, Bristol in November, London O2 Academy in December, and that's just this year. So to answer it properly, there's levels to this, you know, like off the No Excuse album, Levels, featuring Jax. I think Tef was on that beat. But my point is there's levels to this, and this is that next level. So, yeah, that's my answer for that. You get me?
Yeah, I'm a bully, isn't it?
Nah,
I'm
you're
a
not.
bully. I'm
You're
always
not.
saying stuff that you don't like, and then you go and you do like, bro, you were right.
Yeah, nah, but you know what? That's funny that you said that. Can I tell you why? Do you remember I was going to speak on something before I answered that?
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about character. I think character's a big one, right? People sometimes they'll judge you based on your initial meeting.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Gorilla, you got a strong personality, and I'm big on respect too.
Yeah.
Bear that in mind. So you've got kind of like strong personality and opinion, and then you've got somebody who's strong on respect.
Yeah.
The thing is when you say something to me, I don't take it as disrespect. Put it this way: if you didn't give, I was gonna swear, if you didn't give a fuck, you wouldn't say it.
No, of course not. And that's what a lot of people don't understand.
And and also you don't say things like, "This is shit." Do you know what I mean? You say, "Oh, maybe this here could be like a little bit different. Maybe you could try this." You know what I mean? And that's just character, you know. And I think people sometimes are a bit sensitive.
Towards indications, basically.
Towards indications
Yeah.
and towards character.
Yeah.
I think, and there is a difference. There's a difference between somebody's character and somebody being disrespectful.
You can have a strong personality and be respectful at the same time.
100%.
And it's
Well,
we
that's
talked
you.
today. Yeah, but we talked today. Like even when we were driving, when I told you about the guy, the incident that nearly happened when I was coming out with my shopping. It's about how you formulate what you're saying. So if you're saying, "Get the hell out of my face! I don't want to see you because you did this and this and this," versus, "Do you mind? Please stop doing that. I don't really like that." It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
One is being disrespectful, the other one is being right. Listen, you might not be aware, but I don't actually like this. Stop doing that, please. It's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
But-
Challenging people
yeah.
is a very important thing.
Yeah.
You have to challenge people.
You have
if
to.
in fact, people who say you shouldn't challenge people because it's starting conflict. No. What you're doing is you're challenging in a way which will keep the conflict down, because otherwise it bubbles up and ultimately it will come out. We're human beings. If we feel a certain type of way, it will come out. So how does it come out? Have you managed that correctly? Have you challenged a person in a way which you feel like you've been able to challenge them with respect, but you've challenged them, and that way it doesn't bubble, you know?
If you remember, we were doing this from the beginning with each other involuntarily.
Yeah.
When I was sending you like the first beats that I've made, and you're like, right, I like this, but I don't really like that sparkly bit. I don't think it's for me. Right, let me go back and change it instead of, you know what, the whole thing is crap. I
Yeah.
don't like this. No, give me something else.
There's no way to work like that.
You know.
There's no way to work like that. And it's the same as you. Like I like when Gorilla, you know, when he calls me, there have been a couple of times where you've called me, and my initial feeling, I'll be honest, is that sometimes my pride has been hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what it is? That's a me problem.
That's a you problem.
Because it's not been delivered disrespectfully.
Yeah.
It's a pride issue.
Yeah.
And if you can take that and use it as fuel, like I've overcome every single thing that you said. Like when you've challenged me to do something, I've done it.
Yeah.
I haven't gone away and said, you know what, fuck Gorilla, fuck what you're doing. I'm not interested in working with you anymore. I don't like it when you challenge me because it makes me feel challenged.
Mm-hmm.
I say, you know what, all right, I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna go do it, and I'm gonna do it better than you could ever even have expected me to do it. And you're gonna be so fucking happy with it that it's just gonna be a beautiful thing in the end. And it is how you take it. Character. So character is a big one. How you challenge is, because I would say definitely challenge. If you're out there and you're someone who's like, no, don't challenge. Like I've already said, no, challenging is important. You need to speak about what you believe in, what you feel. It's just how you do it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all about the message and how you deliver it. Because there's levels.
There's levels.
You can challenge somebody and be respectful, at the same time being slightly pushy, but again, threading that line, not being overboard and be like, yo, listen, just don't do this anymore, just only do this because that. No, you need to know how to relay the message so that everybody can understand what you're trying to say.
Exactly. And artistic freedom. So there's two, and I will say, not in a cocky way, but there are two very talented people on this screen. You know, and you do have two very creative minds, and so you have to find a dynamic to be able to get both of those to flourish.
There's been periods when there was a period when we didn't speak to each other for like what, a month or two, or barely spoke to each other.
Yeah.
But that wasn't because like we didn't want to talk to each other. It's that space that you need to give each other once in a while to be like, right,
yeah,
now what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Not because like you fall out or, oh, I don't fuck with you anymore. No, it's, you need to have that creative break, if you like.
Yeah. And that's also like, that's adult relationships. You know, when you're younger, you're at school, jeez, I mean, if you don't see your best friend in one day, what happened? They don't like me anymore.
Yeah.
But when you're adults, man, it's different, isn't it? You've got families to run, you've got lives to live, and that's where it goes down to loyalty, because ultimately, loyalty isn't someone that's there 24/7. Loyalty is someone who's there when you need them.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And that's why, for me, loyalty is a huge thing. And that's why you being so cool about me coming out here, taking care of me, like you, your family, a beautiful, beautiful family, beautiful place that you live, hardworking guy, you're a good man, good man. So that's character. Let's talk slightly. I mean, we have talked a lot about this in different content, but let's talk about No Excuse for 5 minutes. So No Excuse, the album has dropped on all platforms. It's actually doing really well. I'm not surprised, but I am happy. I'm happily a little bit surprised. Let me explain in greater detail. No Excuse 1, 2, they didn't do that well.
No, but it didn't do well because, I don't want to say because of the people involved, because it wasn't necessarily that. It's like with everything. You have the first generation, second generation, then you have the third, which is the mature one, and it's like, right, now we know what we need to do.
Yeah.
First and second was almost like a learning curve, let's call it.
Learning curve, yeah. A building as well.
Yeah.
Almost building into the third one.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
But the No Excuse album has done really well. And the people on it all came through really, really, really well. And I was very happy to have Gorilla alongside me on that journey, because like we said, relationships are important. You know,
that's how we met with No Excuse 1.
No Excuse 1. And I'm not saying that they did like, look, I'll just call it what it is. No Excuse 1 and 2 failed when it came to streams, views. It didn't fail when it came to content as much. Like, it's good content, but it certainly didn't have the push. And actually, some of the artists on there just didn't want it like we did.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the No Excuse album because it was full of people who do want it. It's full of people who do have drive, who do really want to just go out there, get their music heard. They've got a message, and it's a phenomenal album.
Yeah, it is. Full of great talent.
Very, very proud of it. I'm very proud of everybody on it. So if you haven't heard it yet, No Excuse album, the finale, is out on all platforms. Okay? And it's like we said, it's full of talent, full of motivation, full of bars, full of beats, full of great tracks. Gorilla, you smashed all of the ones that you had involvement on, mixing and mastering, like the beats, everything to a T. So make sure you check it out. Otherwise, you know what, bruv? You're a dickhead, fam. I'm not playing either. So, what was it? Please check it out. Don't use that as a reason not to check it out, all right? Don't be butthurt, man. I'm playing. It's my character, bruv.
Let me ask you something. Because this is probably going to be the last podcast of the year when we're together.
Okay, yeah.
So, reflect a little bit about this year. What has this year taught you so far?
Oh, mate. Had to transition into the Old Mate podcast then, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, that's the question. That is a deep question. Two main things that I struggled with all my life and I've got much better at. Patience and forgiveness. Two huge things. Patience and forgiveness. Man, that is a deep question. That is an old mate question on the Respect podcast. Yeah, patience and forgiveness. Musically, not sticking to the simple layout of chorus, verse. Mm-hmm. Like being able to do chorus, little hook, first part of the verse, this flow, second part of the verse, this flow, chorus, wavy type of the beat that you've changed up. Like just not sticking to the simple structure that we grew up on. Having feeding into different structures, flows, and also just being comfortable singing. Like I'm not Adele. I never pretended to be Adele, but I'm a sing. I like rap singing. I like the melodies. I like being able to not just like rap, but be able to create. Now I'm waking up with blood eyes. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So musically, that's one. As an independent artist, being able to do more, go and do more. Stretching myself further than I've stretched before. Because I'm not very flexible. But this was a big thing for me. And for us, as a relationship, professional and brotherhood relationship. I must make sure that people know that's what I mean when I say relationship. But musically, this is big for me, man. It's like getting in a plane, coming here, no excuses.
Yeah.
Not just trying to sit in comfort, but stepping out. Because yes, I'm comfortable now. I wasn't comfortable when I was on the way here. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
I never met you before. I smoke. Little things like that. Will I be able to smoke? Will me and Gorilla butt heads like two king goats, because that's what can happen as well.
Yeah.
There's loads of things that run through your head, but you just do it. And one more thing before you say the next thing is, that's another thing, yeah? It's not about not having insecurities. It's not about not having doubts or intrusive thoughts. It's not about things like that. We all have them. It's about just pushing through anyway. Talking yourself into things. That's a major thing. Right there, if I can give anyone advice, is that don't feel like different because you're having doubts, thoughts, insecurities. It doesn't make you any less of a person. Everyone has them. It's what you do with them.
Yeah, true.
You get me? I don't know, bruv. What about yourself? What have you learned this year?
This year, I've learned that I have more mental strength that I thought I had.
Yeah.
So this year, you know this already. Closed my business, changed my job, changed the studio location, built a new studio. Like, there's a lot of things, and there have been moments where I literally felt like I just want to bury my head in the sand and just like leave me alone. But you don't have that option when you have a family to care for, when everybody's depending on you. You have people depending on you. You just have to push through.
Yeah.
But that's probably my thing for this year. And like you said, patience as well. Like patience, everything happens when it's supposed to happen for the reason it's supposed to happen.
For sure.
You can go head first as much as you want, but if it's not meant to be, it's not going to happen.
No.
So,
no,
yeah.
there is a way. There is a way that you should do things in a way that you should not. And rushing through things is not the way. Patience is important. It's been also learning how to deal with things differently.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy and very comfortable to admit I've dealt with things with alcohol in the past. I went through a lot of transition end of last year, this year. Some things that still are yet to be resolved. But I haven't dealt with it with alcohol, and that was a big one for me, because in the past I would have gone to a litre of Jameson's, daily, bruv. And now it's different. Now it's like, I'm gonna go gym, I'm a pray, going into my faith, I'm a practicing Christian. I go to my church, focused on my music, making things happen musically, not just at home, but traveling, doing all these things, like learning how to deal with things, using the pain as power. Do you know what I mean?
Glass half full.
Glass half full. You know what I'm saying? Gory Gang once told me that every time you get betrayed, you turn into a whole new kind of beast. And it's true. Mm-hmm. And I think when you can maneuver the hardships into fuel and motivation, you make things happen like you've never made them happen before. But
there's levels to and this is what we're trying to say as well. So your problems are not bigger than my problems, and vice versa. Everybody's problems are different, and they're harder on anybody in their own respective ways.
Facts.
It's how you deal with them.
Facts.
It's how you grow out of them. And again, for me this year, mental strength. I've been going through some stuff financially as well, and I'm like, man, will it ever fucking stop? I want a break. I need a break.
Yeah.
Eventually it did, but again, you don't just give up when it's hard.
No.
And that's the never give up mentality. It's not just about saying it, we're never giving up and all. No, we have moments when we doubt ourselves and all that, but you reflect on them and you just come out a different animal.
I love that. That's facts. I like how you gave a good description about why we did that track as well. And you're right. There will always be someone who's going through worse than you. There will always be someone who's going through less than you. There will always be different challenges you'll come across in your life.
Yeah.
Times that, each person, I think it's very hard. I think when someone says to you, yeah, but what about so-and-so is going through this, you shouldn't really complain. I think it's hard for an individual to actually see that, because technically speaking, on a personal level, but I am going through this and this isn't resolved. Yeah, and so each person does have their struggle, and it isn't a case of what's more important. It's
science at the end of the day.
Yeah.
There was a study done where a woman not getting the car that she wanted for her birthday, chemically in her brain caused the same effect as somebody losing their home, family, and everybody that they knew and their life savings.
Yeah.
And that was demonstrated through facts, science facts.
There you go.
So it's not your problems are bigger than mine. It is the way, unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, whichever way you want to take it.
Yeah.
The way we were brought up. Stop complaining about this. There's people starving in Africa, or stop, go and eat your food because X, Y, and Z. That's the way we were wired and brainwashed, if you like, to be. But it's not a case of I'm dealing with this, you have no idea how it is, because you don't have an idea of what it is, what I'm going through.
Yeah.
You're not in my head.
Exactly.
So
Facts. Each person is going through their struggle. And I think that ties into no excuses, because look, here's the thing, like everyone does have something. Everyone does have something that they're going through, and sometimes, you know, on a personal level, yes, it goes up and down.
Yeah.
On a personal level.
Yeah.
You know, so like what I'm going through now is hard, very tricky. But for example, when my cousin passed away at a young age, in the fashion she did, that was a problem. That was deep. Like compared to this. However, this it has been a killer for me.
Slow death.
You know what? Let me change that, because actually it's built me into a better person. So it's been a builder for me. But there have been times when my biggest problem has been not having, you know, money for takeaway in life. Like there's been different levels of individual issue. Do you know what I mean? So it's just what it is, bruv. It is what it is. Just be grateful. Be grateful. Like if you can turn whatever you're going through into gratitude, because whatever you don't have, be grateful for what you do have. You know, let's say you don't have any. You say I don't have a family. Okay, but can you breathe? Can you breathe? Because if you can breathe, you can create opportunity. Let's say you don't have. Let's say you don't have money. Do you have a roof?
Yeah.
Let's say you don't have a partner. Do you have a brother?
Yeah, it's the glass half full mentality. You need to look at the positives.
Yeah. And
Look at the negatives.
Yeah.
But overcome them and try to make something better than what you have. Like I want to avoid this word as much as possible, but complacency, it's a big thing. And it's something that I've always been striving to not get.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever get complacent. Like, if you look at my situation now, you could say, yeah, but you can't get complacent. Yes, but I always want more. I do have a studio. I want a bigger studio. I do have a car. I want a better car. I do have a family. I want a better house and a nicer environment for them. Yeah. It's always that, okay, I got here. I am very grateful for what I have. And I realize what I have, and most people don't have what I have. But that doesn't mean I just, right, now I'm fine. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop and live happily ever after. No.
You can be hungry and great. You can be grateful and hungry at the same time.
Yeah.
I think it's so good that you can have that mentality too.
Yeah.
Being able to be grateful, but guess what? I'm hungry. Yeah, that's vital. That's vital. You don't want to be stuck in like some kind of bitterness and hungry, but and you don't want to be grateful and complacent.
No.
Grateful and hungry for me. That's the mentality. You get me?
Yeah. But always strive for more, bigger, better. You know, to a certain extent and to everyone's ability.
Exactly.
Because what's bigger and better for me might not be bigger and better for you.
No.
It might be impossible to achieve for you or whatever.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you're less of a person.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We're all different individuals and we have different mindsets.
Yeah, exactly. Although impossible is even impossible. But you're right, I get you. Like there are different things like what? I don't know. Well, for one, you're more of a producer, I'm more of a rapper.
Yeah.
So there'll be different directions with that even.
Yeah.
But I get you entirely.
And even with what you said, right? You're more of a rapper, I'm more of a producer. There's nothing stopping me from focusing more on getting and being a better artist, for instance, right? But I'm happy with where I am. I'm not complacent. I'm happy.
That's it.
It's a whole different thing.
That's it. That's why we went the routes that we went.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We could have been like, look back 10 years and gone,
yeah,
I want to be a producer.
Yeah.
I want to be a rapper.
Yeah.
We could have done that.
Yeah.
But we chose the path we chose.
Yeah.
And then look, now you've got the rapper and I got the producer, bro.
Exactly.
If you enjoyed this podcast, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials. Also, something I don't very often say, feel free to hit me up. Hit us up, yeah? To hit us up on our socials. Like, if you want to speak to us, if you have something you want to say from this podcast, you don't feel comfortable to put it in the comment section, hit us up, man. We're here with people to look. Hands, bruv. Face, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Beard, fam.
We don't bite.
We don't bite. Unless you disrespect, and then we'll diss you on a record. That's jokes. So, thank you very much for joining us. Gorilla made this. I tell you what, it's been an absolute pleasure coming out here, my brother. Like I said, beautiful family. You're a fantastic guy. Very, very welcoming, kind. You know, as well as these other characteristics that people might put on you. You're kind. You're caring. You're a good dude, bro. So, thank you very much. Shout out to you and your family. Shout out to Ireland. You know what I'm saying? It's nice to come here. It's nice to come out here and see the castle, see the sea. St. Patrick's Island, bruv. You get me? And safe. Until next time, people, you know what we're about to say, bruv. Respect.
Who can work better than us? Tell me, I don't know. What's the answer? Who can flow better on a beat?